Relax, it's just sports. Happy New Year, a New Year edition episode. Hope you guys had a nice break, enjoyed the holiday week we took off. A lot happened in that week, sort of, but we'll talk about that all.
A lot happened. Was it good or interesting? Not all of it.
Right, like things happen, the world moves on, the earth keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping track to the speed of sound.
Beautiful.
I know, shout out Hairspray. It's one of those days. It's New Year's week, New Year's Eve edition
What a podcast!
episode.
Like for the people who have listened to Hairspray or watched Hairspray, and also pay attention to Cincinnati sports, I wonder what that Venn diagram is.
Me?
Why? I mean, I've seen Hairspray.
So I think a lot of people are shamed out of their true enjoyment of musical theater and shows, and those people also like sports because they like drama and they like performance. So why can't we all be under the same Venn diagram?
Well, I just think that there are a lot of people who have never explored the world of Broadway. You're from where Broadway is famous.
Yeah, but also like the movie, Zac Efron, Amanda Bynes.
Trust, I know.
So many quotes I want to say, but I can't say it. I'm Link. Okay. New Year's Eve episode, if you couldn't tell. We have a special, first of all, like, comment, subscribe, all the things. You guys have been doing it. Please keep doing it. People are saying hi on the street. Keep saying hi on the street. We appreciate it. Quick programming note, because it's New Year's Eve, we're going to do something a little fun. We're going to give a resolution for each of our local teams. This was Taylor's idea, and I loved it, which usually is crazy because I usually only love my own ideas.
That's true.
Quick moment. I just want to recognize my own because nobody cares about fantasy football. But
oh my God, I saw your post.
Yeah, I got more traction.
I got
some of the
messages
stuff.
from people that were like, "I'm so mad at him. I thought this was a real announcement."
I know. So. Yeah, I made a ring announcement. Oh, I have over 150 of the shared. I'm like, oh, people are talking about me. Tremendous. Okay, so today we're talking Bengals.
Wait, talk about it though. You didn't say what it was.
Oh, I've been in the same fantasy football league since I'm 8 years old.
Yes.
And it's a big league. The bragging rights are insane. You've heard the stories of crazy fantasy football leagues. Now just multiply them by 10. And it was a really big deal this year that I won because in August, I've won this league before, obviously, and not everyone has. And none of these guys work in sports. I'm the only one who does. They're all finance bros and real estate bros, so they think that they can out spreadsheet me. But the thing is, if you know ball, you know ball. And the thing about this league specifically was going into the season, there was a big argument about how they want to get rid of defense and kickers, add a third wide receiver spot. And I was the only one saying, I don't want to do that. I like the randomness of fantasy football. It keeps it competitive because otherwise, if we're just going, who's the best players, the best team's going to win. But I was made fun of that I am, I don't know ball, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
old school.
Yeah, purist. And they're like, no, this is what the data says. Well, they changed it. They made fun of me the whole time. And I just whooped all of them. Wasn't even close.
And in winning, you did what?
Oh, sorry. That's what you cared about. I cared about more the journey to get there.
Yeah,
so I have rings for my championship. And I made a post on Instagram and TikTok.
Like state championship, like conference.
Yeah. Oh, they're
like,
gaudy.
They're big.
well, you could look it up on my Instagram and TikTok. It cost me $20 on Amazon. They're about like the size of like knuckle to knuckle.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep them kind of like dainty and humble for like the kind of guy who won it. So I get it. Listen, the guy I was playing against in the championship flopped. So I did one day Amazon overnight.
I can get this immediately.
When he was like literally projected to have 55 points, and I already had 100, and I had 2 guys left to play, my quarterback and Puka Nacua. I was like, all right, great. Let me order this now. And I waited purposely till halftime of Monday Night Football to post it. And I made a whole thing about how I have a huge life announcement. I only told my closest friends from back home. There's 10 of them because they made this possible. And I didn't explain it. They made it possible because they stink at fantasy football.
Yeah.
Did the ring reveal. And it did get a lot of traction. I wasn't expecting all that.
Yeah,
I tagged them
everybody
all.
was like, oh my gosh, Marshall's making a huge announcement. It's about his ring.
Yeah. I said I bought it. Listen, when you buy a ring for the right finger.
Yeah. And you were like, some people only get to do this once.
But I got to do it twice. And let me tell you, the second time's just as sweet as the first time. So
Yeah.
you did like it.
I know, I thought was funny. But I was like, no, please. Because I knew I was going to get people who sent it to me. Because of course I am working with you. So.
Yeah, you big announcement. Oh, they thought it was a work announcement?
People were like, I thought that Marshall was getting a new job. I thought that Marshall was moving or something, and I was like, no.
No. Only the things that really matter is ball. Ball do be life. Okay, so that's my personal note. Now let's get to the real stuff. And if you want to see the rings and all that, check it out. Instagram, TikTok. Or now that I'm even saying it, it's going to pop up on your feed.
Yeah.
We're going to talk Bengals, the 2 games, their New Year's resolution. We're going to talk UC, college football. Bowl game is happening on Friday. UC Hoops, Big 12 play starts Saturday. Xavier Hoops. I love our New Year's resolution for that because that's the only one where you and I have the same exact one. We're going to talk a little off-season for baseball, talk Reds. And since you're doing the news, ready to rock and roll? Mm-hmm. Okay. Bengals, they are undefeated since our last show. 2-0. So hang the banner. The New York Knicks don't hang the NBA Cup banner, but the Cincinnati Bengals should hang the end of the season winning streak banner because that's all they do at the end of the seasons. Send them home happy, as they say. We'll start with the Dolphins game. Zach Taylor we're going to breeze right through these because, I'll tell you why afterwards because I asked the guys if these games matter. Joe Burrow, it was decided he will start the rest of the season. Zach Taylor said the reason why is he wants them to have the best chance at winning. I was at the game in Miami. They whooped them. Yep. Wasn't even close. And Joe Burrow threw for 300 something.
He threw for 300 in both games. Yeah. I think that one was like 306.
Yeah. It was 305 against Arizona, which would have been funny if it was 305 in Miami.
That would have been cool, but it was not.
Dale. Chase Brown over the 2 games. 5 touchdowns, all of which happened in the third quarter of each game. 3 in Miami, 2 in Arizona. I asked a bunch of guys in the locker room, including Zach Taylor and including Chase Brown, if there was anything about the third quarter. And everyone was like, well, Zach Taylor said, well, like, we do have, like, plans coming out of halftime, whatever. But, like, it's just kind of the way it worked out. And I asked him, like, what is it about the third quarter to Chase? And he just laughed. He was like, I don't know, man. Like,
I feel like just using the brain that I have, I'm like, it's
which is huge.
Which is gigantic. I would probably say just the fact that, I don't know, Joe Burrow probably threw for 200 yards at that point. So they were like, we got to do something about Joe Burrow.
Well, one of them was receiving and the other ones
No, I know. But I'm like, I think that they're just so focused on Burrow, Jamar, and T and these last ones that they're not paying attention to little Chase.
I wonder how many fantasy championships Chase Brown won, people. Because it was all in the semifinals.
You know what, though? I think a lot of people who have Chase Brown might not have made it.
Oh, see, I did.
But I think a lot of, I know a couple of people who couldn't get to, after the first round of the playoffs due to Chase Brown not doing well, right before that.
He had a good season overall. Another 7
touchdowns.
But yes.
But that is the world I had Jahmyr Gibbs. I was living the high life until the second round of the playoffs when he didn't do anything. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It was big that Jamar Chase got back into the end zone again. I'm blending 2 recaps together, and that's fine.
And that's A-okay.
Yeah, Jamar Chase got back into the end zone against Arizona. He had 2 touchdowns. If you remember the last time that the Bengals played the Cardinals, it was in 2022. It was after the Bengals lost to the Titans, and Jamar Chase said, I'm always effing open. Excuse my profanity. I'm sorry. And then he went up and went for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns in Arizona. Well, the Cardinals came here. He hadn't scored a touchdown since mid-October. Jamar Chase scores 2 touchdowns. So I asked him about, what is it about the Cardinals that get you back on track? Is it just the uniform? He just laughed. He goes, nah, man, I just wanted to get back into the end zone.
He was like, I just really wanted a touchdown. I can get it at any time.
It was pretty funny. It was very funny. He said he was getting frustrated. I did like when I talked to Joe Burrow about that after the game, and I asked Joe about, because when you're asking Joe about Jamar, in my opinion, you have to find new ways to do it because everyone asks Joe about Jamar every single time. Everyone asks Jamar about Joe every single time, and it's understandable. Forgetting the fact that they're best friends and have known each other since college, they're also star quarterback, star wide receiver. That's normal. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask Joe, now that the drought, quote unquote, was over for touchdowns, I asked Joe about what's Jamar like in the weeks leading up to a game or the week leading up to a game where he hasn't gotten his touchdown. Because as far as diva wide receivers go, as far as diva goes, yes, Jamar has his issues. But as far as diva goes, I don't think of Jamar as a diva.
I don't either.
And I asked him, and Joe was like, I didn't even know he was in a touchdown drought.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's not giving the energy of A.J. Brown. He's not giving I'm screaming on the side. I'm like pouting about not getting anything.
Like Chad Johnson, Ochocinco, he would be
like that.
Yeah. So I just, but because Jamar talks as much as he does, because Jamar says the things he does, because Jamar got suspended earlier this year for spitting on another human being, you would think he's diva, but he's not. So I just like that. So little, I'm like you, and it's also I think an interesting dynamic because yes, QB and wide receiver one have a tight relationship, but the fact that they've known each other for so long and knew each other before they were anybody, that's what I thought was interesting.
Well, and that's like Joe is Jamar's only quarterback. Because Jamar was a freshman.
Yes, and then Jamar sat out the COVID year. Yeah.
So, like, Joe is the only person, really, that he has, like, played with and he's used to.
And Jamar will go up to Joe and be like, throw me the ball.
Yeah.
So, like, I just thought it was interesting.
No, I really like the relationship. I would say similar to our Venn diagram about people who watch Broadway musicals and football. I think that, like, he is the Venn diagram of wide receiver one, but he is not the Venn diagram of diva. Like, he hits every single wide receiver one thing, which is making cryptic tweets, saying like crazy things about himself, overly confident, but he's not the one who's coming for his quarterback, blaming other people on his team. Like, he'll never do that stuff.
And Justin Jefferson, I feel like, also follows into
like
that
too,
camp,
yeah.
which is funny, obviously, the LSU stuff. On the topic of wide receivers, T. Higgins came back against Miami after being out with the whole concussion stuff, and T. Higgins was like, he said it was scary at times, but he's like, he just wants to play ball. I don't love that T. Higgins is playing right now.
They did say he got
cleared.
Yeah, but they said he like went to a couple of additional people to double check.
Yeah, the expert in Pittsburgh. I don't care. Like, the games don't mean anything anymore. He's had to miss 2 separate stints because of a concussion.
Yeah. Take
care of your body. Take care of your brain. That's the only one you got. I mean, like, listen, he's making TikToks on Christmas. Like, he seems like he's fine.
Yeah, I think because this is just my opinion. Because both of these teams aren't, and it'll be different in the next game, but because both of these teams aren't like defensive, like it's not a rough and I'm throwing you down, I'm knocking you over type of vibe. I feel like nobody was really worried for T. Higgins' safety.
Football is football.
No,
it just
I agree.
Takes one.
It's just you jumping in the air half the time. So like, who knows what could happen? But I do think neither of those games were like SOS. T. Higgins is going to get murdered by.
Sure, and I know this isn't a head injury, and like not to bring it up because we're talking about T. Higgins, but like my view on that changed forever when I saw DeMar Hamlin. Like, I guess it was T. Higgins and DeMar Hamlin who collided, but that's not the point. And like obviously what happened to DeMar Hamlin was such a freak thing, but like it's still football. Like stuff's going to happen.
No, yeah.
And you don't mess with your brain. But T seems is okay. His family's cool with it. Great. So yeah, 2 weeks in a row, the Bengals head coach Zach Taylor able to take out his starters in the fourth quarter. That was great defense. I liked that, especially. And then now let's also talk about the quarterbacks they played. Quinn Ewers started his first game in the NFL for the Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett, he was starting for the Cardinals. We see all these things.
Yes.
But the defense continued to look better. Honestly, outside of one play.
Yeah. That
was egregious. The Cardinals' first touchdown this week, Geno Stone looked like he was allergic to tackling, and he just did like one of those like it looked like a synchronized swimmer jumping into the pool.
Or like the dead fish. Remember like the dead fish thing? Yeah.
But Al Golden spoke this week, and Geno was hearing it online, like he has for his whole time as a Bengal.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's had a lot of missed tackles.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't. I think it's bad.
Yeah.
But Al Golden, the Bengals defensive coordinator, came out and defended Geno Stone. He's like, this defensive turnaround the last 8 or so weeks would not be possible without Geno Stone. He's the leader. He's all these things. Okay, great. Luckily, the game didn't mean anything, and they still won.
Yeah. I did want to point out, and I had it on here, Dax Hill, this was probably the best game. This last game was probably his best game, period, that I've seen. He was on Trey McBride for the majority of the game when he played. Who held Trey McBride to, 31, I think, yards? Yeah, for the 3 quarters that he was essentially on him the entire time. Dax Hill looks so much better than I've seen Dax Hill
and Trey McBride, important to note, he broke the NFL tight end reception record.
Yeah.
So, like, he's...
in the fourth quarter when all the starters were out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like, he is a legit force, and Dax Hill, I've watched him because Dax Hill also was playing when he was a little rookie. Like, he was out there, and a lot of times he looked confused, and he was missing tackles.
Dax Hill didn't play that much his rookie year, but yeah.
He did, though.
Yeah, like, he wasn't a starter.
Yeah, and he was also in a very, like, are you a corner? Are you a safety? Where are we putting
Yeah, because
you,
he was
bud?
really a nickel playing behind Mike
Yeah.
Hilton, who was their nickel.
Yeah. And then he would just come in when people would get hurt, basically.
Right, and then he tore his ACL, and so Dax
Was
has
out
gone
for a lot
through-
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I feel like this is the first time where I was like, wow, that's Dax Hill. That's like what Dax Hill does.
Do you want to hear the funniest Dax Hill story?
What?
I think I can say this. So, this was a couple years ago. Oh man, I forget if we were either at the. I think it was in Cleveland. Did Dax Hill get an interception in Cleveland a couple years ago? That sounds familiar. It might have been Cleveland. It was Cleveland or New York. I think it was Cleveland. And Dax Hill had an interception. And after the game, in the visitors' locker room, we're going through interviews, and Cam Taylor-Britt's over there, and Dax Hill is there, and all the guys are changing. So we're always like very cognizant with our cameras, like they're changing, like we don't want to get a naked person on camera.
Famously, yeah.
And I think it was Cam. It was Cam Taylor-Britt because he has a thick Southern accent. He's from Alabama, and he said, "Man, you got a flash of Dax today." I go, "No, I promise I didn't." I swear, it's not in camera. Like I'm very
No.
He goes, "What you talking about?" I go, "You said I got a flash of it." He did not flash the camera. I promise. He goes, "No, like you saw him have a good game. You got a flash of Dax," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay." I was so worried. I'm like,
You're like, Philip ruined the tape.
yeah,
like, throw it
literally
out.
like run it. Like, oh my gosh, I promise we didn't get anything. And I was like, oh, a flash of his greatness.
Yeah.
So whenever someone talks about Dax Hill having a good game, that's what I think of.
flash
Is
of Dax.
me, Cam Taylor-Britt accusing me of thinking that I got him naked when I did not.
Well, we
That's
got to
okay
see,
to keep it. I think
we
that's
got
fine.
to see a flash of Dax on this weekend. The other shout out that I had was Keyshawn Williams.
Yeah, how about him? I just joined the team and 2 game balls. Game balls are fun. That's cool.
Game balls are fun, but also I think like special teams for the Bengals has been pretty like there's so many other issues and
I don't
things
think
that
it's been that
No, that's what I was gonna say.
bad.
That I actually think that special teams has just been middling. Like it's just been kind of like whatever. These past 2 games, he has come in out of nowhere and been able to like get them good field position.
So I have a question on the topic of special teams. Yes,
Yeah.
good for Keyshawn Williams.
Yes.
So Charlie Jones, who he misses time with injury, I like Charlie as a dude. So when I ask this question, maybe it's something I just haven't focused on. He has returned a touchdown from either a kickoff or punt return once each of the last 3 years.
Yes.
And this year was a kick return. Why was he 5th in Pro Bowl voting for returners? Is it just because he scored a touchdown?
I believe so. They were like players who have scored a touchdown on a return. Charlie Jones.
Because whenever you listen to the broadcast here, they're like, oh, and Charlie Jones is a threat back. Okay. Yes, he has broken one each year, and I do think
Which is
Charlie
crazy. Yeah.
I do think Charlie is very talented.
Yeah.
He misses a lot of times or injuries, so maybe that's why too. But if you listen to the broadcast, they make it sound like he's Devin Hester at times.
And that is simply not the case.
So
He's really
that was a pregunta I had. But I like Charlie, and I think when he plays and he's healthy, he's good.
Yeah. Overall, I wanted to ask you, the 2 last games have been great. Is this more of a case of, we've talked with the defense, this is a young core, and they're finally finding themselves and coming together as a team? Or is this a case of we just played the Dolphins and the Cardinals?
2 things can be true. I
Both.
think the defense does look better. I think Miles Murphy's look better. Joseph Ossai's look better. I think the linebackers have looked better.
The O-line has looked better.
Right, I'm just talking about the defense
But
right
yeah,
now.
the O-line's looked
This is
better.
the best O-line Joe Burrow's had.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's close.
And for what?
Yeah. No, just thinking of the defense, I mean, DJ Turner should be a Pro Bowler. He's 2nd team, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. DJ Turner has been great. Geno Stone's had his... But the point being, and Zach Taylor did say this, and I will give them credit in this, like, this is Al Golden's first year. A whole new defensive staff where they're all working together for the first time together. So, like, that does take some time. It's just that they went from so historically bad to this. I think a lot of it had to do with the quarterbacks they were playing and the lack of talent each team had on offense. Like, remember, this Dolphins team has a great run game, but Tyreek Hill's been out the whole year. They were starting a quarterback who's never started an NFL game before.
Yeah.
A Swiss cheese offensive line. And then you talk about the Cardinals, another team in quarterback purgatory because they benched Kyler Murray. Or is he hurt? I don't know.
He's hurt.
Soft benching. I'm sure he's really hurt. But Jacoby Brissett and their running backs, I feel like, are all hurt. And Marvin Harrison
Always
Jr.
hurt.
is not what
He's got an appendix taken out, never came back really.
So I think they're still NFL offenses, but I think two things are true. And I don't think anything we could see the rest of the year will make me feel one way or another. I think it's going to be, we'll get to my New Year's resolution for them.
Well, so after the game, I know that you were able to speak to Joe and Jamar.
As I do.
What did they say about the importance of these games or lack of importance of these games?
Yeah, so that's what I asked them. I have the clip online when I asked Jamar Chase about that. And I said, whatever I said about how much importance are these games knowing that you've already been eliminated to the playoffs? And he goes, thanks. And he goes, there's like two ways to look at it, Jamar was saying, that you look at it that they matter in the sense that they're good for confidence, they're good for individuals, they're good for tape, but they don't really matter. Mm-hmm. And Joe Burrow said, because the question was framed more to Joe about building for next year, and Joe Burrow was like, this doesn't help us for next year because every team changes, including us. It'll be a new locker room. Mm-hmm. So not really. You start from scratch every year. He goes, it's better to win them than lose them. Sure. But he's like, this doesn't affect us next year at all, which I think is a good tone because that's not the tone that we've been getting. The tone we've been getting is that this is for next year, but this is the more realistic tone that, like, no, we got to start from scratch next year. Win because it's good for the current locker room, but the whole send them home happy thing that has become a trope for the Bengals each of the last 3 years, like, maybe we got to eliminate that a little bit. Like, yeah, be happy. If they end the year on a 3-game winning streak, be happy. I know, like, people are going to be like, oh, but we could have gotten a better draft pick. They're going to mess up the draft pick no matter what.
It doesn't matter,
Doesn't matter. So, yeah, so that's what Joe and Jamar had to say about it. I asked Demetrius Knight about it, too, which I thought would be interesting to get a rookie's perspective. Mm-hmm. And Demetrius was like, I haven't been around here to answer that question, but that's a better question for the front office, whatever. But he was like he said,
you should, honestly, you should ask the front office.
We'd love to. We don't get to speak with them.
I know. I just like that a player was like, yeah, it's actually better to ask Duke Tobin and company.
Yes, he's like, the words he uses, the higher up powers that be.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, I don't know, man, like, hopefully. One thing I thought was fun, I spoke with Shamar Stewart after the game. He got his first NFL sack. Mm-hmm. And not to go on a whole Shamar Stewart rabbit hole, but between injuries and whatever, it's been a very disappointing rookie year.
Yes.
When Shamar Stewart was drafted, the whole talk was that he didn't get sacks. And his argument, which was pretty vocal from both him and his father, was that, we get other important stats like quarterback pressures and look how much I'm affecting the quarterback. So I asked Shamar after the game, I brought up that context. You were very vocal when you were drafted here because the knock on you was that you didn't get sacks in college. Mm-hmm. That you'd be able to in the NFL, you have quarterback pressures. The fact that you got your first sack, and he let his guard down for a second. And Shamar was like, yeah, it was a real relief. Like, it felt really good. I've had a tough rookie year with injuries and et cetera. But, like, getting that first sack and, like, proving to the world I can do it, like, meant a lot. So maybe he builds on that.
Listen, I'm going to be the one person who's a Shamar apologist. I'm going to do that. Like, not that I'm, like, going to speak out right now, but I'm just saying, like, I am rooting for him because I genuinely just feel like he got a very weird situation, like, altogether. Getting drafted by the Bengals putting this thing in his contract that his, agent didn't want him to sign, and then it's a whole drama, then the whole, like, city starts to hate you, then you're playing but you're not actually doing that well because you're a rookie, and then you get hurt, and then you're, like, not actually, it's too much, and so I want him to have a fresh start next year.
I do too, but how about that, not to go on a total tangent, because we have so many other things to talk about, but that clause,
I knew that you were going to say something.
DK Metcalf.
And then everybody I saw on Twitter was like, everybody said that the Bengals were the first to introduce it, but I was like, no one said that the Bengals were the first to introduce it. He was just the first rookie, like, year to get it, whereas DK was, like, a separate situation.
And I don't think it was the first. They weren't the first rookie year. They were just one of the ones who hadn't taken it out of the whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like he was the first Bengal rookie to
Yes, he was the first Bengal rookie to get it. Other teams have it.
Yeah.
Okay. My argument to this, though, because if you don't know what we're talking about, Steelers wide receiver 1, DK Metcalf, got suspended 2 games because against the Detroit Lions, a Lions fan said something to him. Baited him. I don't even like that word because.
But that is what happened. Like as a Lions fan, he turned around and was like, I wanted to get him. Like I got him.
So whatever he said to him, he did something you can't do, and he put his hands on a fan.
He hit him.
Yeah, he hit him. He grabbed him. Whatever. Suspended 2 games, which for the Steelers is crazy because they are now playing for the AFC North against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football without their number 1 wide receiver, and they probably lost to the Cleveland Browns because they didn't have their number 1 wide receiver. So everyone's like, see, that's why you had to get that out of your contract. My answer to that is, and he's now could lose $45 million.
Which is a lot.
My answer to that is, no, you didn't. You just don't need to hit a fan.
But it wasn't just, the clause is not just that.
No,
that
of
is
course.
Like the extreme example of it.
Right.
But like that is not what Shamar's agent was.
No, like, I know, but I'm just seeing people online being like, see, that's why you can't have it in there. No, that clause should be in there for that.
Yeah. But although I would also argue, like, if what DK alleged happened, I'm like, you shouldn't hit him, but like also go ahead and hit him.
Right, but what DK said is one thing, what the fan said is another.
Well, it's always going to be like that. But I do think they're, like, to lose $45 million over that is crazy. So I
think there's a middle ground.
But I do understand just in the, like, grand view of it, I understand why Shamar Stewart's agent and all of them were like, we don't want this. I get the process.
I understand both sides.
Yeah.
But I also understand from the Bengals side, like,
yeah, they want to save money.
What if he did that?
Sure.
Which I don't think is what was going to happen.
No, that would never happen, I don't think.
Well, never say never. It happened.
I just don't think it would happen because there's no world where Shamar Stewart should be at the end of the end zone.
Sure, but at the same time, if you remember just a few weeks ago, the video came out of Jamar Chase cursing off fans.
Sure, but cursing them out is not
Sure, but like, maybe Jamar has that clause in his contract. I don't know.
We'll find out.
I don't think Jamar would hit anybody. Like, that's not a joke I'm trying to make. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, but it was very funny that it came up, in my opinion, because that was all the talk.
I saw it, and I was like, here we go again. Yeah. I don't like this combo. Let's talk about our New Year's resolution for the Bengals. We kind of have a similar one.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I said...
Because yours is basic.
I said get a GM heart emoji.
Yeah, get a GM.
We're not saying... I'm not even saying get rid of Duke Tobin. I'm saying get a GM. You can have Duke Tobin if you love him so much. If he's your family member that you're GM. But I'm saying get somebody who's actually going to do GM things.
Like give him the title, which Mike Brown currently has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Mine is more a twofold. It has to do with investments. Mm-hmm. Invest, meaning invest in an actual scouting department. Like they doubled in size.
Which was my original one, and then I changed it to just.
They doubled in size by hiring 2 people. It's the smallest in the NFL. I think that's one of the things that Joe Burrow was saying he's sad about. And on that, and like then if you invest in an actual scouting department, then all of a sudden your draft picks might get better. Then all of a sudden your free agent signings might get better, and things will tumble. Also, you have $110 million in cap room next year. Go get some defensive dogs.
And Zach Taylor said in his press conference this week, I want to add things in the offseason, specifically in regards to the defense.
Yeah.
So.
The only issue with it, and that's the resolution, is go get some dogs. Mm-hmm. Flagging the issue, nobody wants to play on this defense.
Well, and that makes sense.
There's the rumors about DJ Reader coming back.
Which I don't love.
As a Lions
fan?
As a Lions fan. I love DJ.
I like DJ Reader too.
Like as a dude, he's the best.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our resolution. They're not very hard.
And you spend your money. You have $110 million in cap room. Use every penny of it. Especially because you're most likely losing Trey.
I mean, you are. Let's just say that.
Sure.
You're losing Trey.
Just spend your money. Just spend it.
Do what you can, please. We don't want to see Joe Burrow sad again. Nobody wants to see Joe Burrow sad again.
If Joe Burrow's sad again, it'll be because he has to pack up all his things and move across the country. Because Matthew Stafford retired.
We know. You're obsessed. You're obsessed with him going to the Rams.
Obsessed. I just can't wait to dance and be like, I told you also.
Let's talk about the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, which
yeah.
I'm literally shaking in my seat.
You're the one who recommended we talk about it. No, this Friday, 4:30 kick. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati taking on Navy in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the Bearcats' first bowl game under Scott Satterfield, the first bowl game since 2022 when they played Louisville, Scott Satterfield's former team, in the Fenway Bowl. And a bunch of no ones played in that game because a lot of them said we don't want to play in the bowl game. More guys are playing in it this year.
Yeah, honestly, a lot more are playing in it. Yeah.
But the biggest name, Brendan Sorsby, not playing in it, the quarterback for UC. He's in the transfer portal. He's waiting to see what his NFL scout grade will be for the draft position. He is one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the transfer portal right now. He's going to get paid somewhere if he doesn't go to the NFL. So Brady Lichtenberg, who I love this kid. Like I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. We did a full sit down that we had on Bearcats All Access. He's like a kid you root for.
Cute.
5-year backup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because his whole thing was you don't commit to a coaching staff, you commit to a school. And like he would have started at other schools. The guys in front of him, we just talked about Brendan Sorsby, who like early in the season people are like Heisman question mark.
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder, who like literally led UC to the college football playoff and was drafted. And then he had Ben Bryant in the middle, who like at one point was like Luke Fickell's guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it, and Ben Bryant also on like practice squads in the NFL. So like 3 NFL adjacent quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. So
I would call them all NFL adjacent.
Desmond Ridder started for multiple seasons.
And I watched him, and so I'm calling him NFL adjacent.
He started many a game.
That were lost.
But he was an NFL quarterback.
No, he was, I know.
And Brendan Sorsby will be an NFL quarterback. So that, I'm rooting for Brady Lichtenberg. He's not going to get the whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
It'll be Samaj Jones as well. Brady Lichtenberg will be a Division I college football head coach. You heard it from me first.
Oh, okay.
He wants to go into coaching.
Okay.
Within 20 years, he will be a Power 4 head coach.
Maybe he'll come to UC.
Wouldn't that be something?
It'd be beautiful.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to talk about the other people who are playing. Because I had the note in there that Cyrus Allen's playing.
He's 1 touchdown away from the school record, tying it, 2 from winning it. I asked Brady about that. He goes, "Oh, he's been reminding me every day."
Did you see what I put in the notes?
Yeah, I saw he's wearing number 13.
He's wearing number 13 in practice just to like give himself the energy of getting the 13th touchdown, which I think is like so wide receiver 1 of him. That's so wide receiver coded.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. I wonder if he'd be playing otherwise.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to start giving them like little plots to
Yeah.
have, little side plots to play.
So Brady was like, yeah, and Scott Satterfield knows what to do. Scott told me they're trying to do it.
No, clearly. Why else would he play?
Yeah, Satterfield told me, he's like, we'll be drawing up plays, and if he's the option, he's getting the football.
Yeah.
And Brady can spin it, like just because he hasn't been playing, like he can spin the ball.
Yeah.
Navy is who they're playing. Oh, and Joe Royer's playing too, I believe. Yeah, so
is.
like, I mean, he's one of the top tight ends that'll go in this draft. So there's guys playing.
The whole offensive line is playing.
Yeah,
which is
3 of
good.
them are coming back next year, and they were the best offensive line in the Big 12 this year. So like, there's things to still be excited about next year, which will go into our New Year's resolution. But Navy is who they're playing, famous for the triple option. Stop me if you've heard that before. They're playing all their starters. When their coach was asked about it, he was basically like, they better be playing, because that's what happens when you play an armed forces team, and this is their last football game ever. They got a dude on defense, though.
Yeah, they do, which I think that's the only thing that's different is whenever you think of the triple offense, you think of a team that is small, that's usually pretty on defense, but can run around on offense. But they have an All-American nose guard. He could cause some problems, but
Landon
like you
Robinson's his name.
Yeah, but like you said, the offensive line is like fully there, and they were the best offensive line in the Big 12, so hopefully they'll be able to hold it together. But I do think it'll be a much closer game.
Do we know, is Evan Pryor playing? Because I saw he just entered the transfer portal.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like he was on the list, but I can look right now.
So he just entered the transfer. As of 2 hours ago, he put on Instagram, at the time of this recording, on 3, posted it, and Evan collaborated, so I'm assuming it's true.
He collabed with the post,
Yeah. So I don't know if he's playing or not. I mean, you can play if you're in the transfer portal in the bowl game.
Yeah. He's not on the list of like the people who were practicing.
Okay, so
probably
that answers
not.
that. Okay.
Probably not.
And he was one of their star running backs this year. He's played here the last 2 years. He was at Ohio State before that. Evan's a good kid. Rooting the best for him. Hope he gets a bag. So that's where we are. UC. It'd be great if they won. Like it'd be a fun way to start your new year.
First bowl game. It would
Since
be
02.
Yeah. It would be a huge deal in that sense. But I think in the greater sense, both of our New Year's resolutions matter
More.
to the future.
So you go first.
And I knew what yours was going to be, which is why I picked this
yours?
one. Yeah. Mine was pick the right transfer quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. And I will give Satterfield the credit because he usually does.
He's done a good job.
He's done a good job at that.
There are a lot of people who are going to need a quarterback. So
Can UC get the right mid-tier quarterback?
He's very good at that. Like I think he's very good at finding like a group of 5 guy. Or he did it with wide receivers this year. Like a lot of their wide receivers came from non-power 4 schools.
That's the App State in him.
100. And that's the quarterback in him.
Yeah.
Like I think one thing about Satterfield is he can run a good offense. He can run a good when it comes to figuring out the right guys he needs for the right positions.
Mm-hmm.
As he will say, it comes down to money and how much they can pay him. And I 100% stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
My thing also has to kind of do with Satterfield, and I like the guy a lot, but the team has to learn how to close in November. Over their first 3 seasons with Scott Satterfield, they're 1-11 in the month of November.
Yikes.
Yeah, if they went 2-2 in the month of November this year, they'd be playing.
Maybe the Pop-Tart Bowl.
They would have been in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
And I would have been so happy.
I would have fought my way to Orlando for that.
I would have given you money to buy me merch. Like I would have lived my best life. The Pop-Tart Bowl is my Super Bowl.
I would have been the sacrificial Pop-Tart in the toaster with them. Oh my God.
Did you see the one that saved himself?
Yes.
I love it.
I
I made
literally-
my family watch. My dad was like, okay, the game's over. Like, let's turn it. And I was like, no, the whole
This is the
reason
point.
we're watching is for the last 10 minutes.
I want to do an interview in the toaster so badly.
It'd be so beautiful.
I know. So,
And I also felt like BYU wasn't doing a good job, of celebrating the Pop-Tarts and really.
they're
enjoying
not.
that moment.
They're not the team I want in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
No, I agree.
I want them in a classic
They
bowl.
were pick the Pop-Tarts that you want, and then the coach was like, all Pop-Tarts are beautiful, and I was like, you don't. This is the Pop-Tart Bowl. It's not real. You can just pick the Pop-Tart you want to eat.
You need schools that are in on the bed.
Yeah.
Like Rutgers would have been great in that.
Yeah. I was like, you don't need to tell us that brown sugar cinnamon is just as good as wild berry. Just pick the Pop-Tart.
Which is so BYU and so nice of them because BYU is such a nice school.
Yeah.
I would have liked
I wanted him to be we're all God's children together.
I want UTEP in that game. You know what I mean? Honestly, Cincinnati would have been great.
Yeah.
Schools in on the bed. Arizona would have been fun. Whatever. So.
Notre Dame. Oh, they could have been.
Oh. Marcus Freeman staying at Notre Dame, not going to the Giants.
Oh, good. Good for the Giants.
Let's talk basketball. You want to stay with the Bearcats?
Yeah, let's just keep it with them. Jizzle's back officially.
Yeah.
We had a conversation and then the next day Jizzle.
And now Jizzle is he never left.
No, I was like, oh, he's just averaging 12 points now.
Jizzle James is a good basketball player. That was never the problem. It was the off the court stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they've gotten into publicly much. So they whoop Lipscomb on Monday.
As they should.
Lost a tight one to Clemson. Against Lipscomb, Baba Miller had 21 rebounds.
Yeah, which is crazy. Insane.
He was I think it was the 3rd guy from a Power 5 school to go 10 plus points, 20 plus rebounds in a game since 1996.
That's exactly when that should have happened. Yeah.
So Baba adds so much to that team. Wes Miller just speaks so highly of Baba. And they got, you start Big 12 play, it can't be a worse matchup. You start against Houston. I said, I was talking to Wes Miller today, and I was going up, what is it about Houston? Every year, it seems like they're one of the best teams in college basketball.
Well, they got that money.
Well, sure, but I'm but we're even talking about pre that. And Big 12, they're at the top, one of the top teams. He goes, I'm going to stop you there. The last 5-6 years, they are the best team in college basketball. Final 4 appearances, consistent records, consistent, so they are the standard of college basketball. Because a national championship, you make it to the Final 4, anything can happen.
Sure.
I'm just telling you what he
They
said.
should just win one.
Sure, I'm just telling you what he said.
I'm just asking
When it
them
comes
to
to
win one.
when it comes to consistency, they're the top, and that's what he said. And one of the things is they have continuity. They get guys who come back in this modern landscape, which is like crazy. Like, yes, they add guys through the portal, but they play great defense. They don't turn the ball over, and they're coming to Fifth Third Arena, and be a cool one to win.
Yeah, if they could. Yeah, Big 12 is going to be hard for UC, but I feel like
They got to go 500. You go
Wes
500,
is
you're
trying
in.
to spark some joy with Jizzle back, so maybe that'll do something.
I also love Jizzle back in the starting lineup, and it bumped out Kerr Kriisa and Shanabayev.
Kirk Krista is a come off the bench guy.
Did you hear what Wes said about their conversation? What Kerr said about their conversation?
No.
I loved this. Kerr left practice after the day before the game. Kerr left practice, and Wes tried to get him before he left to let him know you're not going to be in the starting lineup, and he wanted to get out ahead of that. And Kerr left before Wes could get to him, so Wes called him, and he said, "Hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Your playing time's probably going to still be the same, but we're not starting you tomorrow. We're putting Jizzle back in." And he goes, "Why are you calling me?" Okay, and he goes, "In Europe, where he's played the most of his basketball, starting lineups change every single game." He's like, I don't care. And he was like, Wes was like, that was like a waste of a phone call, but I love that mentality.
Yeah.
That's what everyone hopes they have guys like that.
At UK, he was like a come off the bench guy too.
Right, but here he was a starter.
No, I know, but I think he's that is his energy. He's the type of I just need to come in and create some energy.
Fine, but
make some noise.
And as fans and as journalists, we might see that, but as the human being,
yeah,
it's an ego
but
shot.
I do think for him, he knows who he is,
which
really
is
well.
which is awesome. That's this is all a compliment to him.
Yeah.
So I asked Wes how much the starting lineup is going to continue to change. He's like, yeah, I can't anticipate that. It's going to change as it goes. I also asked Wes what his New Year's resolution for the team is. And he gave me the most Wes Miller answer of all time. It's coach. He goes, I know it sounds like coach speak, which is what he always says before he gives me a bunch of coach speak. He goes, I don't believe, and he's told me this before, because I think I asked him this last year too, that he doesn't believe in New Year's resolutions because they're always over at January 15th. And my New Year's resolution is to continue with the same energy and attitude and everything that I've been doing every single day.
And you said, what if the energy and attitude's not working?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. You didn't
people are still people.
Yeah.
And they do have a winning record, and if they go 500 in Big 12 play, they're in the tournament.
Yeah. Can they go 500 is the question.
I mean, I think they can. I don't think they will.
I think they should, but I don't know that they will.
Yeah, well, it's a prove it year.
Yeah. Which goes
They have
straight
the
into
talent.
our resolution, which yours is one that is hard.
Yeah, no, it's really, it was prefaced with this conversation I had with Wes about 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
So you want to go first?
Yeah, mine is, hey, start using the cheating methods that everyone else is using.
This is a shot at John Calipari, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's a shot at Baylor.
Yeah.
Is who it's a shot at.
Well, I saw John Calipari went off about it.
Yeah, no, and I'm pro everything that John Calipari said.
What did he say?
So John Calipari,
who's now the coach at Arkansas, former Kentucky coach,
who, for whatever we want to say about his coaching, has great ideas about how the NCAA should be.
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
No,
yeah.
I mean, he quite literally is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I actually think, if you put him in charge of the NCAA, he could figure stuff out much faster than our current NCAA does.
That's usually what all coaches feel and do.
Yeah, but I've heard some of the ideas that other coaches
Anyway, not to go back and forth on him. Yeah.
But John Calipari basically had a whole speech where he was like, everything is stupid. There are no rules. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And it kind of formed after Baylor grabbed a Bulls two-way player, which seems wrong, illegal.
But Baylor could pay him a lot more than the G League.
No, and that's the truth, is that Baylor was like, well, technically he is just playing in the G League, and Louisville tried to grab a G League guy. There are other teams that are doing this, so we're going to sign a full-on two-way NBA player. And John Calipari was like, we've gone out of our minds at this point. My 19-year-olds are playing a 29-year-old who once was in the Karl Anthony Towns trade with the Knicks. How does this happen? And I think if can't win with your 19-year-olds, Wes, let's look at some two-way players that we can grab. Wes, let's start recruiting the NBA down here.
That is one resolution. Mine is way more simple. It's 3
Yes.
words. Make the tournament.
It's way simpler to say out loud, way harder to do.
Apparently for Cincinnati, you're right.
Yeah.
Because Xavier figures it out.
Yeah.
Make the tournament. Go 500 Big 12 play. Make the tournament. Make the tournament. It'll be Wes Miller's first time making the tournament as the head coach of Cincinnati. This is a team that used to go to the tournament all the time.
Yeah.
They used to be top 4 seeds all the time.
Yeah. And it's not like Wes Miller's teams are like nobodies.
They have a McDonald's All-American on their team. Like, make the tournament. That's the New Year's resolution. It doesn't have to be that deep. Make the tournament. Otherwise, I think you lose the fan base. That's not already lost. Yeah, I just don't like to say that, but yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you lose the fan base, and once you lose the fan base, you're probably losing your job.
Yep, I agree.
So,
let's talk about a guy who actually has the fan base right now.
yeah, he does.
Richard Pitino and the Xavier Musketeers already have played, although like they're not having a great non-con season.
Yeah.
Good, way better than I thought they'd do.
Yeah.
Well, Big East play started. They have UConn. Speaking of con, tomorrow, 5 p.m. tip. Number 4 team in the country,
Today.
Hurley. Today, sorry. Yes, we tape on Tuesdays. Hurley, that bald man.
Evil bald man.
Eh.
That's an evil
I used to go
bald
trick or
man.
treating at his house as a kid.
He gives such evil energy. I can't express it.
I don't know. He always gave out Reese's.
He's
so I was
always
cool
like
with that.
fighting with people.
Yeah,
It's
he's
kind of
just
his bit.
he's just I like him. Yeah, we haven't talked since the Creighton game.
Mm-hmm.
That was real bad.
And they got absolutely murdered.
Yeah, it almost looked like Xavier shouldn't be in the Big East.
But then they go and beat the team that has by far the worst in the Big East.
Yeah,
Georgia.
so maybe they're mid.
Yeah, which I think is the truth of the matter is the Big East has UConn, then like Villanova's okay, St. John's.
They're gonna be fine.
St. John's, Kentucky played, and during our holiday break, and let me just tell you, I was not impressed.
Yeah, but that's St. John's though. Like they'll hit threes one day and then they won't hit them another day.
I've never seen them hit anything. That's the problem with St. John's. But I think that overall
They're gonna be in the tournament.
the Big East is they will. But overall, I think the Big East is mid. So I think actually Xavier will be saved by a mid Big East.
Well, but what is saved? Do you think they go 500? I don't.
I don't think they go 500, but I think they were projected to finish like 9th or 10th.
Yeah,
And I think that they'll be ahead of that.
maybe 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see.
Which is for his first year with all mid-major kids. Like
Oh,
that's not bad.
I'm worried about his financial backing for NIL,
Mhm.
but I am, and I've told you this since the hire, I am a Richard Pitino believer, which brings us to our New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
We have the same exact one. So it started off the year. Richard Pitino gave out a few report cards after the game. They were awesome.
I would be like rebounding C-, effort A+, my suit F.
Fans,
Yeah.
A+, whatever. Then they lost and he stopped.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when he wins, he'll do them again.
He'll bring them back out. No,
No.
not for us.
Every single game report card. Every single game, Mr. Pitino.
I completely agree.
If his dad did report cards, he would do them every game.
He would.
Do that. This season will be a win to me, even if you lose every single game the rest of the way, if every game has a true report card. My thoughts.
Okay. Easy way to win over Marshall. Just do the report
be
card.
good for the bid.
Okay.
I will tell him this the next time I see him. Let's talk about a fun sport.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
For
I
you.
love college basketball. Reds made some deals.
I believe I posted, Reds make some acquisitions that no casual fan would know or care about. That's what I posted on it.
Where JJ come from? The Athletics, right?
Sure.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I literally couldn't even remember after I, read
He was
it.
solid with the Athletics, JJ.
Yeah, but
what
it's
is it?
just-
Blade?
Blade.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do we care?
This is Moneyball. This is what the Reds do.
Yeah.
Since they also picked up Dane Myers from the Marlins. So, yeah, this is what they did last year too. When you're talking about like Austin Hayes, they picked up, who wound up being a key
I
piece.
like Austin Hayes.
Right, but like you'll say that about JJ Blade at the end of next year. Like I like JJ.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just hard when this is the acquisitions when like people were like Kyle Schwarber.
I know, it's so much harder. Let's just go straight into our resolutions because no shock to anybody here. You had many things to say.
Yours was simple, so you started.
Yeah, I just said open up your pocketbooks, give fans something to care about.
Totally, and that goes into mine because when you talk about opening up your pocketbooks, like it doesn't have to be because they're from the Cincinnati area.
No.
Like you should have even if you didn't get him, you should have fought for Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
Who went to Baltimore? Like, what's the difference between Cincinnati and Baltimore as far as market goes? Like, as far as
One's closer to New York.
he's from Florida.
I'm just trying to come up with anything that's different. Like, I'm just like, one's closer to where he was, so it's a shorter move.
But
he said, I don't want to fly to Cincinnati, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was the Orioles gave him the best contract.
Yeah.
And the Orioles went out to say we're spenders this offseason.
Yeah.
Good for the Orioles, and they're in the top AL East, and they're going for it. As I think every team
As they
should. Mine, I know we're supposed to be like pretty surface level here, but I'm gonna get a little deep because to me it's not that deep. Much easier it is to get. My New Year's resolution: be smarter offensively because they have enough guys that they can make the next step.
Mm-hmm.
They made the playoffs this year. I think they can make the next step. They just have to play smarter baseball. What do I mean by that? On offense, you have to be more methodical at the plate. Less strikeouts, stop leaving men on base. It doesn't mean bunting. That means make contact with the ball when guys are on base. They were 9th in baseball with runners left on base. The only team that was worse than them that made the playoffs was the Cleveland Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians
barely made the playoffs.
Made the playoffs because of a miracle
because
at the end.
Because the Tigers lost control. Yeah.
Exactly. So the other thing is they were 9th in strikeouts. The teams that made the playoffs above them, we're talking about the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mariners, they're all home run dependent teams. The Reds, home run leader, I think had 24 home runs.
Yeah.
The Yankees and Mariners home run leaders broke records.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to be a home run dependent team, you can't have that many strikeouts. The only teams in the National League that were worse than them in strikeouts,
and this is really rough,
the Pirates and the Rockies.
Yeah, that's really
the two worst
bad.
teams in baseball.
It's a bad company.
So, and a lot of these strikeouts, Ellie De La Cruz was 10th in baseball, and he's getting better and going the right direction with it, I think. So, but still, Matt McClain was tied for 24th most strikeouts. And you just need to find ways to put the bat on the ball and swing at good pitches and be methodical when guys get on base, because that small ball is what they're going to need to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need to hit more home runs, but I think that'll come. I'm not a guy who believes in that so much. Like, you just need to make good contact. The home runs will follow. The little things that you're taught in middle school and high school baseball. Guy on second, shoot the ball to right field.
Yeah.
Like do those things. Like, we don't need a 3-run home run.
Saving, the game, yeah.
So, guy on base, guy needs to score.
Mm-hmm.
Don't strike out. The only guaranteed way for you not to get on first base is for you to strike out.
Which honestly is very Terry Francona vibes. Like, that's when I think of like his Guardians team. The Guardians.
They didn't strike out.
They didn't strike out. They were small ball vibes. Like,
which is why I believe they're there.
They can do it.
You just have to make that next step, because they were a young team. Terry talked about that all the time. They're young and he loves being around them. Nobody was late for a meeting the whole year. Now take that next step.
Mm-hmm.
Show up this year. Don't strike out. Bat to ball. And they're Major League Baseball players. They can do it. So that's where I stand. Again, New Year's resolution for the Reds: be smarter, because you can make the next step. Be more methodical. But I'm going to relax because I got heated up
It's
there.
just sports, yeah, don't worry.
That's the name. Since he's doing it in the news. For another year, Luke Kuechly, the pride of St. X, who was
Should have been a first ballot.
Should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't, because his career was short.
Sorry that your game is causing head injuries.
Oh, I didn't say he shouldn't.
No, I know, but I'm like, sorry that you all ruined his head. Like, what do you want?
He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame finalists, as well as a guy who he's in Cincinnati a lot now. He's a Bengal.
Yeah, he's
Willie
on the
Anderson.
Cincy dude natively, but
he's
is
a Cincy dude. Willie
yeah.
Anderson, Willie was the best. I see him at training camp every year. He's a good dude. I'm rooting for both of them.
I think this is
Willie's final year on the
yeah.
modern ballot, and this is Luke's second year on the ballot. I hope they both get in. That'd be awesome.
I think they both should, but the problem is like each year comes a new group of people that you're like, well,
right.
they're probably gonna make it.
Well, I think Luke's got a great shot this year.
I mean, Luke should have gotten it last year.
I think Willie Anderson will be the casualty of a bad Bengals season because the teams that are good, their names are around and people usually respect those. I don't think that's right, but that's just usually what happens.
I think Willie will get in, but it might not be this year. He might be in the old.
Well, which he should, but I hope Willie gets in this year because he was really good.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
he's a
both of
good
them
guy.
should be in.
Be cool to have two Cincy guys in this year because there's only 2 Bengals in the Hall of Fame. And not that Luke Kuechly was a Bengal, but still. Carolina Panther, Boston College, all the things. Cool. I think that's our show, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. Happy New Year. Make 2026 a great one. Make sure you start the new year by subscribe, liking Apple, Spotify,
Comment.
YouTube, comment, slide into the DMs, all the things. You want us to talk about it, we will. Just reach out about it. And thanks so much. Have a very happy, healthy new year. Be safe if you're going out tonight. We'll see you next week. Relax. It's just sports.